So I know we early into the season, but I need a list from you guys. What teams in the NBA has been putting other teams on notice?
I'll start. I'm gonna say Celtics, just off the way they've been playing, they letting people know just off the gun buster. Last year wasn't no fluke championship. They playing. When you play them, you gotta show up to play. I'm gonna say the Warriors, just off the simple fact that they lost Clay, and you can't tell they lost Clay.
Mm-hmm.
Steph was out. I don't know how many games he missed. Three. And how many of those games did they win? I think it might have been 2.
All of them.
All 3. They playing good ball. I said Mavs look serious. I love the way Memphis looked with Ja coming back, and this might be a surprise for y'all. I'm gonna go Rockets as my sleeper team that's putting people on notice, and I'm gonna say Rockets because of the quality wins they had. They beat Memphis, they beat Dallas, and they lost a close game to the Warriors in overtime. They beat the Spurs, but I mean it's the Spurs. Them and the Spurs got the same record. Spurs are a pretty competitive team, and I think they'll only get better. But I really like the Rockets the way they've been playing.
Okay. My list, the Celtics, I didn't put the Celtics or the Thunder on my list. I think they're doing what...
I didn't put the Thunder on my list because we seen that last year.
I think they're doing what I expected from them already.
The only reason why I put the Celtics on there, because we all knew, people who watch basketball, we all knew they was a good team. They was going to be a force to reckon with. But I think it might have been to the casual fans that don't know, that might have think that was a fluke championship.
Okay.
But no, that's a serious team. That's the only reason why I said them again.
Okay, yeah, because I feel the same way. Like, they serious, and I didn't think nothing was changing going to the season. The core is the same. The coach is the same. The mission is the same.
They got better.
Yeah, exactly, if anything. And if everybody stay healthy throughout the season, then they'll end up in the same spot.
Bro, they look great without their big.
He just show up to work when he feel like
he feel like it. They need him for 25 games.
And he shoot 15 shots when he come back, and it don't matter.
He come back, he's 45, 40, and 40. Okay.
But, so my list, I got Lakers, just because I feel like the offense looks more fluid and less Bron-centric. And what I mean by that
is... AD looks like it's supposed to.
AD is dominating. Yep. AD is looking like the number one option, as he should be. And they're playing through... They playing through AD thus far. So, it's games where people are complaining about LeBron's production or saying he looked like he's slowing down. And if you're watching the game, it's not that he's slowing down. He's just playing within the system and playing, more poised and, not rushed or forced in a sense. You put the Rockets on your list. They do have quality wins, kind of, but I also feel like they losses is like, kind of, what are y'all doing? And kind of their lineups, they figuring it out. So I put the Spurs on my list. I think that the Spurs got a quality win over the Wolves a couple days ago, and Wemby hasn't even hit his stride yet. Like, Wemby, I think he's 18-9 right now. That's what he's averaging. Mm-hmm. But the power forward, Jeremy Sochan or Sohan, however you say his name, he averaging, I think, 17.5 and 8 right now. He playing great basketball. Keldon Johnson is looking good in spurts. I think he had 25 a couple nights ago. I think he only averaged like 12, but, he's showing that he can score the basketball, and Chris Paul looks comfortable. So if that continues to, come together and flourish, and the young guys can get in the flow of things as Wemby comes into his own, like, once he starts dominating, I think the Spurs can sneak into a play-in/playoff spot if Pop come back. I seen a report earlier that said he had a health concern this past weekend, and there's somebody that's stepping in as interim head coach right now for an indefinite period of time. Indefinite can mean they don't know right now, so they're just telling us that that's what it is, or it can mean they know that it's bad and they don't have, all the details together right now. So, speedy recovery to Pop, but I'm impressed with the Spurs, through 6 games. The last team I put on the list was the Warriors, because like Will said, they 5-1 right now, and Steph only played 3 games. They won losses to the Clippers, and Steph played that game. He shot poorly, but I saw, I think, 230 balls from Buddy Hield already.
Buddy been snapping out.
And he averaging like 22 right now on a high clip, like shooting a good percentage from the field. The Warriors just playing good basketball as a system, with Steph without Steph.
Buddy shooting threes off the dribble, catch and shoot Jones. Like, Buddy just doing what he want out there.
He said he been studying Steph.
I love the way he been playing with Draymond and all. I've been loving it.
Got you. And so I'm gonna start with Will first. Well, I'm gonna do my list, but I just want to address the Celtics. So kind of what Ian said, I didn't include the Celtics on my list only because I feel as though like we've seen this out of them the last couple of years. Like last year wasn't the first time they won 60 plus games. It was the number one seed. They've been doing that the last 3-4 years. So I feel as though this shouldn't be a surprise to nobody. So I didn't put the Celtics on my list. But the one team on the East I did start with, I got the Cavs on my list. They coming in right now at 7-0. They got some quality wins against. They beat the Lakers. They beat the Magic, the Bucks, the Knicks. Those are all quality wins. I understand the Knicks still trying to get their rotation together. And then the Lakers to start the season. We was just saying a couple weeks ago how the Lakers been rolling. And then the Cavs went in there, took care of business, did what they had to do. And then if I'm not mistaken, they beat the Mavs before Pablo got hurt. So that's also a quality win. And I just think that it's a shock because of the way that they ended the season. Last year we was questioning, was Darren Garland or Donovan Mitchell, was one of them going to be traded this offseason? We kept seeing that Mitch might go to the Lakers, that he don't want to be there no more. Then we was also seeing they might not keep one of their bigs. They might let one of the bigs go.
Right.
And then they keep everybody there. They fired the head coach. They bring in a new coach, and then they start the season 7-0. Like,
I like that.
Yeah, so I got them definitely putting the league on notice. Another team I got putting the league on notice is on the West that I'm shocked that neither one of y'all mentioned. The Suns are definitely putting the league on notice in my opinion. One, y'all just ended the season getting swept last year. Y'all start this year, y'all 5-1. The thing that people was calling y'all out for the most in the offseason was y'all didn't play defense. Y'all playing great defense right now. Y'all top 10 in defense right now. Y'all 5-1. They got quality wins over the Clippers, the Lakers, and the Mavs. And
It's a clip. Hold on.
Yeah,
Not to cut you off. If the Clippers a quality win with no Kawhi,
we gonna call them a quality win because Harden's playing good basketball.
So you don't think the Clippers is a quality win?
no.
All right. So even if we taking that off, they still got wins over the Lakers and the Mavs.
That's solid.
Those are quality wins. The Mavs was just in the NBA Finals last
And
year.
they beat the Lakers
Yeah.
by like 24.
Exactly.
That's solid.
So
I'm just not. I didn't put them on my list because I feel like I've seen this from the Cavs as well. I've seen them. I think it was either last year or 2 years ago. They started the season off like maybe the first 20 games they were the number one seed,
Yeah.
and then they slowly drifted their way to 4 or 5, and they ended up in the 4 or 5 game in the playoffs. And I think they got eliminated first round in Game 7, or they made it one Game 7 and went to the next round.
That was when they lost to the Knicks and Jared Allen had the moment.
Right.
Was too bright.
Exactly. So like
Crazy.
I'm
You said the lights was
not
too
to say
bright.
that what they're doing right now is not impressive, but I've seen it before, so I'm not shocked. I don't feel
So-
like they put anybody on notice by doing this right now.
And to your son's point, I didn't put the Suns on my list because this is what we expected from them.
This is what we expected from them last year, but we didn't see it.
We didn't see it. And now that we're seeing it, I'm like, bro, this is what y'all was supposed to have been doing. That's why I didn't put them on our list, because this is what we expected from them. So I can't put you on there, and this is what you were supposed to be doing.
Got you. And so moving on, I got a couple more teams on my list. So I also got the Warriors, like y'all two had the same reason, so I'm not even going to repeat it. I also got the Lakers on my list still, even though they lost to the Mavs. They've been playing good basketball. They still got a good record right now. They got some quality wins as well. We just went over their wins the other day. So they got wins over the Minnesota. They got a win over the Suns as well. They gave the Suns. They only lost. So they've been playing some good basketball.
And they beat the Kings.
And they beat Sacramento as well.
That's a quality. I think beating the Suns, beating the Kings is a quality win.
Right?
Yeah, that's a more quality win than the Clippers.
You know the Kings not playing good basketball right now. They
still got to figure their rotation out.
Yeah.
But so I got the Lakers on my list. But then so moving on to the bad. So I also thought about teams that putting the league on notice in a bad way.
I only have one.
Gotta worry about
have
them.
the same one. I know what he about to say too. Go ahead.
You got?
So I got two. The first team I got is the Bucks. So
that's your one, right?
Yeah.
I definitely want to talk about the Bucks. So I was one of the few people when the trade happened for Dame that said it's not going to work. I was not excited. I wasn't shocked. I wasn't, oh my God, the Bucks are now the favorite. I called my brother, who's a Sixers fan, on the phone, and I said, y'all just got lucky that trade happened. The Bucks just got worse play out.
Bro, you made one good GM decision and it paid off. Now he's super GM.
Listen, I just knew that trade with Dame and Giannis, it just wasn't gonna work out. But they looking even worse
You can't say
than I
that.
thought
They just
would.
had a half a season to play. Last year? Dame was there start all year last year, or he got traded for it halfway through the season.
I think he was
he there
there
all
all
year?
year last year.
He was
The
there
half
all
a season
year
the year
last year.
before.
It was the half a season the year before.
All right, so this is
But
we
they was
had
halfway hurt. And
2.5, halfway hurt. So this is their first full year together, and they starting off.
No,
like,
but the reason I'm gonna say you can say that is because in this new NBA, we don't sit there and give teams
You gotta work
4
now.
or 5 years. We
You gotta
say
work
teams
now.
got to win now. When Harden came to Philly, he was here for what, a year and a half, and people were screaming out the half year. Oh my God, they didn't get the job done. He was there half a year. He was there half a year, so we can't say that. So and then they start this year 1-6. That's a problem. Last in the East. That's a problem. And your stars ain't missed no games. Giannis and Dame ain't missed no games.
Chris
They
Middleton.
playing 35 plus
Chris
minutes a night.
They
Chris
don't have
Middleton
Chris
don't count.
Middleton. That's another
Heavy enough.
So,
14,
he
15,
don't come to
16
work
maybe.
either.
All right, so
At least 16 points.
So
14
I
at
hear
least.
I hear you, but we all just acknowledged last year that Chris Middleton fell off. We all said
That's why I said 14.
and said that he fell off. We watched him go get to a spot, pull up, air ball. We ain't never see him do that before.
Stalling.
Stalling
They might be able. They might be able to do something winning.
Do you think him missing is the reason they won in 6?
Do you think they
No.
can? No, but I think they're 1-6 due to the people sitting on the bench.
So, what I will say is this. What I mean by they putting the league on notice in a bad way, when the season first started, everybody said, okay, it's the Celtics. After the Celtics, that next tier got 2 teams. The Knicks and the Sixers. And then right under that, it's the Bucks at number 4.
I think
and then
the Bucks
it's
was in
everybody
there
else.
with us. I think they had the
Well,
Bucks in there
even
with
if they
us
had the
and
Bucks in
Knicks.
there with y'all, they not in there right now. And I don't think they
Bro,
will
we
ever
not
be.
in there
Yeah,
right
we
now,
not-
but
we
we
not
missing
in there right
2
now.
of our main guys.
Yeah, that's a completely different story. If the Bucks was missing Giannis and Dame, or was missing one of them, we wouldn't even be
Yeah.
talking about them. But
Right.
both of them has been there all year now. If Embiid and Paul George was there, and y'all still was 13th, then that would be a problem.
What, bro?
Exactly.
You gotta put that out there.
Exactly. So the Bucks are definitely looking bad, and then the other team I got on my list, I got the Nuggets. The way the Nuggets has started this season
why?
has been. I'm about to tell you why.
Jokic been playing. He been carrying them.
Okay, we seen that before. Before they won that championship, what was the thing every year? Get Jokic help. Jokic don't got help. He carrying the Nuggets every year, etc., etc. Then the year they won the championship, I heard people saying after that the Nuggets are going to be on top for a while. The way that this team is put together and constructed, I don't see other teams. You heard it too. I don't see other teams that can compete with them and etc., etc. What happened? The very next season, the rest of the league caught up.
But the way that the team was constructed is no more, which is Jokic and shooters around with a clear number 2.
You don't think?
And everybody on the squad on the floor plays defense right now. With their team right now, they have Jokic 1.5 shooters, and their clear number 2 is playing like a number 4 right now. And that's Jamal Murray.
Mm-hmm.
He is also the half of shooter. The other the shooter is Michael Porter Jr. But they lost KCP, and outside of that, you got a lot of slashers playing around Jokic. Yeah, they can cut, they can get in the dunk box. But when
You
teams are packing and
You gotta
paint,
give him another shooter. They got the young boy, something Braun.
Christian Braun,
Yeah.
he can shoot the pill a little
He
bit,
can
but
shoot
he's
the pill a
not.
little
You don't
bit.
want him. You're not running no plays for him
For
to
him,
go
no.
shoot the ball,
No,
running off the
You're
screen.
right, you're right.
The
No.
only 2 people that you calling a play for like that is Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray.
yeah.
And Jamal Murray is not hitting the shots right now. So you forcing Jokic to go get 40, which he's doing. But he went and got 40 the other day. We talked about it in the chat, and they lost. And he got 40, and I think they barely beat the Nets, like in overtime.
And so
That shouldn't be happening right now.
And yeah, I just want to like even last year when they was down to Minnesota 2-0, people still thought they was gonna win that series. Even when they was down 3-1, people still thought they was gonna win it. People ain't think they was gonna lose until they lost.
Until they lost. You don't think people worry about the Nuggets? Like going into the game, you don't think they worry about the Nuggets?
I don't think people fear the Nuggets as much anymore. I think people look at the Nuggets as a regular team in the NBA. That's how I
I
feel.
think you still gotta respect them because Jokic there, Mike Malone there. Like you respect
You
the
have to
talent
respect
there,
that.
but you're not like,
oh my god,
yeah, we
gotta
going to
play
Denver
the
tonight.
Nuggets.
Yeah, like,
or
you just like, yo, we play
Yeah.
Jokic tonight, lock in because you know he's smarter than everybody on the
and
court
then,
right now.
And then I'll put it in better terms. Come postseason. Let's say you looking at the playoff seed and it's like, damn, we in the 6th seed. I don't want to finish 6th because we got to see Jokic the first round.
So let me ask you something. We're beating the Nuggets right now. Would that be considered a quality win or no?
Yes, still quality win because Jokic is still there. Any team you beat with a superstar level player like that is a quality win.
Still in a prime, still in MVP
Yeah, it's
form,
a quality win. Whenever you beat the Sixers and Joel Embiid is on the floor, I don't care if Maxey and Paul George is not there.
That's a quality
win.
Okay.
Whenever you beat the Bucks and Giannis is on the floor, that's a quality win.
Because Giannis is capable of winning by himself.
They said the Bucks are really missing the Naces right now. They feeling his absence right now. They won the 6 without him thus far this season.
He got them started. They seem like they not playing with no fire.
Them hand claps was that important?
Was getting them fired up.
That's crazy,
and
yo.
Fake fighting to get on the floor to help your brother.
Shout out to Naces, or however you say his name.
The nasty work. Shout out to him.
So we gonna move on to the next topic of the day. Going back over the football.
Yes, sir.
So between the Chargers and the Rams, which team do you guys think will go further in their respective conference?
Wanna go?
I think I'm gonna say this. Thus far in the season, I'm more impressed with what the Chargers are doing on the football field right now. I think they're doing more with less. Even though the Rams lost 2 receivers and the Chargers went into the season knowing that, the Rams still have a more experienced, more seasoned quarterback. They have a quarterback and a coach who have been together for the last 4 or 5 years, something like that. So they
had their Super Bowl winning duo.
Exactly. Exactly. So they used to working with what they got and figuring it out. So they're kind of versus a new head coach and a 4th-year quarterback. With right now your number 1 receiver is a rookie, a new running back, a new system, and they 5-3 right now. Like if they're not in the Chiefs division, they might be leading the division right now. So I'm more impressed with the Chargers thus far. But I think that the Rams got a better chance to go further in the playoffs strictly because their division is more unpredictable and more inconsistent.
Gotcha.
Right now, I think the Cardinals are winning the division right now at 5-4. The Seahawks was just number 1. They was undefeated a couple weeks ago. They was number 1, I think, coming into the week technically. But now the Rams are 500. The 49ers just came off a bye week. So it's like, y'all can put something together, and then if you get into that 7th playoff spot, as long as you don't see the Lions in the first round, I don't think it's more than 2 teams that they're scared of seeing in the playoffs, or that they don't think that they got a fighting chance.
So that's a tough one. It's the same thing for you. So all right, the same thing, like similar to what you said. I could see the Rams winning that division. Because, like, right now, Arizona's first. I don't see them staying first. Right. I don't think they for real. I'm not even going to lie to you. I don't think they for real. So I can see the Rams winning that division with when Coop come back and Puka come back, whatever he got going on, punching people and all that bullshit. Whenever they figure it out, I think they'll be fine.
Right.
Like you said, I'm more impressed with Jay Herbo. He been balling. They got that coach coming back from Michigan with Harbaugh. Harbaugh's back in the NFL. Like you said, Herbo, which year is this for him? 4 or 5?
4. Should be 4. It's 5.
I think it's 5, right?
Okay.
5. He looked good. No true number 1 wide receiver. He's knowing Laird McConkey. He's a true slot receiver. But that's his number 1.
He's a true rookie. Like
a true rookie.
Whatever he is. It's his first year.
And they've been balling.
And his number 2 is Quentin Johnson. He's out there dropping passes left and right last year. But he top 16th in the league technically right now. 4 touchdowns in the year. They both got 4 apiece.
They playing good ball, bro. And then J.K. Dobbins is running the hell out the football. He is. They playing good ball,
so look,
bro.
This J.K. and Kyron numbers right now matched up against each other. J.K. got 620 on the ground. That's 11th in the league. 6 touchdowns. That's tied for 7th. And 4.9 yards per carry on 126 carries. And then Kyron got 161 carries, which is 2nd in the league. I don't know who first. Probably Derrick Henry. 602 yards, which is 13th. He got 8 touchdowns, which is tied for 2nd, and 3.2 yards per carry. I'm sorry, 3.7. So it's like that's their numbers matched up against each other. One is 3-3, or 4-3 now, and the other is 5-3. But Matt Stafford is throwing the ball more than Jay Herbo is. So the attack is a little bit different. Like,
so to your point, I can see both teams making the playoffs, but I see the Rams winning their division, and then I can see the like you said, because the Chargers are in the same division with the Chiefs. They have no choice but to get in as a wild card, because I don't see them winning that division.
If
They'll
they
get
can
in as a wild card, and then depending on who they play, truth be told, depending on who they see, they both mess around and go home first round. So I think they got this. Truth be told, the same potential. If the Chargers was in a different division, they'll 9 times out of 10 win that division.
So I look at it similar, but just a tad bit different than you two. So one, I do got to point out that the Rams, they've been playing okay football. Like you said, they've been missing their top 2 wide receivers, but like it is what it is. But I'm more so impressed with the Chargers, like you two pointed out. But I'm going to answer the question in this way. I think the Chargers got the better chance to go further, even though that y'all think that the Rams got a chance to win it, win their division.
I think
even
they will.
them sitting at number 2, I don't think that they're going to win a division. Me personally, we're going to get into it a little bit later, but I think the Cardinals is going to win that division. We're going to talk about it. But so because of that, I think the Chargers will go further. Even though I think both teams will make the playoffs, whether the Rams win a division or not, they possibly can still get a wild card spot. Whether they make the postseason or not, I think the Rams will go home in the first round. I think the Chargers can advance past the first round based on they match up depending on who they see. And I feel as though it's 2 teams that if they was to get, they could do something with those 2 teams. One of those teams being the Steelers. So if the Steelers win that division, which right now they in first place, they still got the lead right now.
If it ended right now.
If it ended right now, that's who they'll see.
So I'm kind of on the edge. I'm kind of on the edge with that.
I'm taking it.
I'm kind of on the edge with that, and I'm gonna tell you why. Can I tell you why I'm on the edge?
Mm-hmm.
The Steelers' defense, they've been balling, and then with the addition of Russ, they've been able to push the ball downfield. Russ inserted in. Not to say that what's his name, Justin Fields. Justin Fields wasn't playing bad. He was playing solid, but they wasn't able to push the ball down the field the way they are now with Russ. Offensively and defensively, they've been playing good ball, and if they continue to play good ball, I just don't think Justin Herbert has enough to beat them.
So
I think if he I don't think he want to see Pittsburgh. I don't think he wants to see
they did lose to Pittsburgh already once this year.
They did lose to Justin Fields. He lost to Justin Fields. Yeah. I don't think he's going to beat Russ. That's the same defense unless people from the defense get hurt.
Right.
But truth be told, I don't think he wants to see Pittsburgh or Baltimore in the playoffs.
So this is what I'll say to that question. I think he would love to see Pittsburgh a second time around because one, he'll have tape to watch himself playing against that defense, not nobody else watching himself. That's the second time around to face that defense, and then 2, he'll have the better coach, in my opinion, Jim Harbaugh. Now you can
we gon' don't even finish your phrase. Go to your next joint because me and you gonna argue about that.
We can argue about that.
He's not better than Mike T. He's not better than Mike Tomlin. He's not better than Mike Tomlin.
You can argue about it all you want.
He's not better than Mike Tomlin.
I think. All right, I'm gonna let you finish saying what you're saying.
Turns programs around. He has done it 4 times. He's turned around 2 college programs. He's turned around 2 NFL programs.
You know why he keep turning around college programs? Because he keep getting fired from NFL pups.
Why did he get fired from the 49ers?
You tell me, since you pro hardball.
Not because he wasn't a good coach, because he had his quarterback back.
They fired him because he got his quarterback back?
Yes.
You know who his quarterback was?
And where Mike T been?
His quarterback was Kaepernick.
Mike T never had a losing record.
I gave you that.
So I hear
and
that.
who was his quarterback for all them years?
It didn't matter.
You talking about
he didn't have a losing record with Mason Rudolph at the helm.
Listen, Mason Rudolph was not at the helm the whole year. He had Big Ben for how many years is what I'm saying.
He had Big Ben.
Him having a winning record for so many years, that's great. That's extraordinary. I will give him that. But people act like for 15 out of them 18 years, he ain't have Big Ben. Y'all act like he had garbage at quarterback.
What I was going to say was I think Dan getting that, like, Jim Harbaugh is a better schematic coach in terms of approaching the game and figuring out and taking your team a level above the rest of the competition versus Mike Tomlin being able to, no matter what I got in front of me, I'm going to be a leader of men and I'm going to coach y'all in a way to make sure that, exactly.
I'm going to have them ready to play. I'm going to be a leader of men.
It's about what you value. Like Jim Harbaugh take your team to the next level.
Harbaugh is a little bit better with X's and O's and preparing teams. That's my opinion.
You just made the same statement that Mike T with less talent be having his guys ready to play football.
I didn't say with less talent. That's what Ian was saying.
I'm saying yeah, and sometimes, but I'm not.
Sometimes yes.
Sometimes less talent. I'm not saying that it's just him leading men. I'm not saying he can't coach the game of football.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is it is okay for somebody to be that much. Like Kyle Shanahan is an offensive mastermind,
Mm-hmm.
or like if you look at Sean McVay right now, people relate to him or you know. They call him an offensive mastermind. He's 30 whatever, coaching the NFL right now. Not saying that Mike Tomlin's not great, but you can still be great at one thing and be slightly better than other great people or other great coaches.
That's just what I'm saying. I just feel like Jim Harbaugh will have a better game plan for the Chargers to be able to win that game. Like, you got to look at what the Chargers got. You named their wide receivers. Let's talk about J.K. Dobbins for a little bit. Do y'all know that this is his first full season in the NFL?
Yeah.
He got hurt his rookie year, and then his second year, guess what? He got hurt again. This is his first full year in the NFL, and he's balling like that. Mm-hmm. And then y'all mentioned the wide receivers that he got. Can y'all tell me who his tight end is?
Hayden Hurst.
Exactly. Who was struggling to be the Bengals starting tight end. That was the last time I heard his name.
Yeah.
And he's doing that. And then that same defense, we can scream out how they got great pieces on that defense, but they had great pieces on that defense when that defense ranked number 32. When that defense was ranked number 32 in the league, they still had Khalil Mack. They still had Joey Bosa. They still had Derwin James. They was there.
And they had the other safety.
The other safety, exactly. They was there when that defense was ranked number 32 in the league. So you can't tell me that that's not coaching, that defense is now top 5 with the same players. So I just think that they would love to see Pittsburgh. I think that they would win that game this time around. Another team I think that they could beat if they was to see them is the Texans. I'm not going to put money on them to beat the Texans, but I think that they can beat the Texans. I think the way that C.J. Stroud played last year is kind of catching up to him. Not saying that he's falling off, but there is a such thing as a sophomore slump. And I tried to say that at the beginning of the year where people kept screaming out, oh, the Texans going to the bowl. No, they're not. And I still don't see them going to the bowl.
I don't think he's necessarily having a sophomore slump. His weapons hurt.
Even before his
weapons hurt.
Even
Joe
before
Mixon
his weapons was hurt,
Joe Mixon missed time.
Diggs,
Nico is out. Diggs is done for the season. He had weapons that
right.
missed time.
I agree.
I don't think he necessarily
like he didn't necessarily play stellar with them out, and it's like well he clearly has no help. But I also think that you can see the clear fall off in the talent around him and production.
So the talent around the fall up, I feel as though it's more noticeable this year because the players are slightly better. But last year, when he didn't have a running back, essentially all last year, nobody said nothing. When he didn't have an offensive line last year, nobody said nothing. When Tank Dell got hurt, nobody said nothing. When Nico Collins got hurt,
nobody was expecting that from him. Nobody was expecting anything from him.
With Barron, when all them injuries last year happened,
he still was playing good.
He ain't waver.
Yeah.
He did not waver with a bad offensive line. He didn't waver with missing Nico Collins and Tank Dell. He didn't waver without a run game all year. So now this year it's the same factors, and now we giving him those excuses. We wouldn't give nobody else those excuses. If we say he's a Super Bowl contender, if that team's a Super Bowl contender,
I never said that.
A lot of people did though.
I have never.
One of our co-hosts said it. He's not here today. He's lucky.
I was about to say, was it me?
I
feel like they can compete in the AFC, but
we had a conversation off camera where I said if we don't win, when I say we, I mean my coach. If we don't win a division, it's a possibility that we can sneak into the playoffs. Because I was trying to explain to y'all, like, our division is more open than y'all think, bro. Because we not as bad as what y'all think. We all had high hopes for the Jags. The Jags is poop. And then the Texans is not what y'all thought the Texans was going to be.
Everybody definitely had high hopes for the Jags.
Yeah. So, if we don't have anything to say about that, we're going to move on.